Ready? Start. This appeal is directed against the judgment dating 14/5/99 passed by the learned Additional Sessions Judge Designated Court 2nd Delhi in Session Case number 3/97. Three accused, namely appellant Manjeet Singh, Ajay Kumar and George Innes, were booked for trial before the designated court. By the impugned judgment, the designated court acquitted accused appellant and Ajay Kumar of the charge under Section 120B IPC. The court also acquitted George Innes of the charge under Section 201 IPC. The designated court, however, found the accused appellant Manjeet Singh guilty under Section 302 IPC and under Section 5 of the Terrorist Activities and Disruptive Prevention Act 1987 and convicted him accordingly. Hence the present appeal. According to prosecution, at about 8:45 p.m. on 6 June 91, deceased Baba Gurcharan Singh, a lawyer, was murdered in his chamber by the appellant and Brij Mohan. Shri K.K. Tyagi, PW6, Junior Counsel attached to the chamber of the deceased, J.S. Obrai, steno of the deceased, and Shri Bijender Singh, TW11, a suspended head constable of Delhi Police who was a client of the deceased, were present at the time of the occurrence. At the time, the deceased was giving dictation to his steno for filing a petition before this court, and a young boy peeped through the door glass of the chamber. On being signalled by the deceased, he walked inside. He pushed PW6 and at the same time another person aged about 30 years also went inside the chamber. Both the persons started firing shots from their revolver. According to prosecution, the second person who entered subsequently was the appellant. On seeing accused persons firing shots at the deceased, PW6 rushed to the adjacent house and informed the police over phone. Mrs. N. Sherjang, PW2, sister of deceased, and Mrs. F.G.S. Bawa, PW3, wife of deceased, who were in the bedroom of PW3, came out on hearing the sound of gunfire. Shri Baburam Thapa, PW1, cook of the deceased, who was in the kitchen, heard sound of gunfire coming from the chamber of the deceased and ran towards the office, and he saw PW2 and PW3 were also rushing towards the chamber of the deceased. When he reached near the chamber, he saw the young boy and the appellant coming out with revolvers in their hands and abusing the deceased. He could not stop them as they were armed. Immediately, son-in-law of the deceased, Dr. M.L. Khatri, PW7, and his wife, Mrs. Rashi Khatri, PW8, on being informed, reached the house of deceased and lifted the deceased with the assistance of PW1 and PW6 and put him in the car, and thereafter he was taken to nursing home of PW7 where he was declared dead. Brij Mohan was stated to have died in police encounter at Mathura. During investigation, it was revealed that the accused Ajay Kumar, who was an accused in another criminal case, wanted to eliminate the deceased, who was appointed as special public prosecutor in that case. Therefore, he conspired with the deceased Brij Mohan during his stay in Tihar jail to eliminate the deceased. The police, after getting information, arrested the appellant on 5th July 1998 at Jabalpur, and after investigation submitted the charge sheet. We have heard Shri R.K. Maheshwari, learned counsel for the appellant, and Shri A.S. Nambiar, senior counsel for the respondent. At the time of incident, PW6, J.S. O'Brien and PW11 were present in the chamber of deceased. J.S. O'Brien was not examined and PW11 was declared hostile. PW6 was the main witness of the occurrence and he identified the appellant. PWs 1, 2 and 3 who rushed to the chamber of deceased also identified the appellant. PW6 junior counsel of the deceased was the eyewitness and had described the manner in which deceased was murdered in his chamber. According to him, the deceased came from outside, sat in his office and called for suspended constable PW11 whose petition was to be filed in this court and started giving dictation to his steno, Shri J.S. O'Brien. At that time, a young boy peeped from the door of his office and deceased called the boy. The boy entered the office but did not sit and called his companion who came with a revolver in his hand. The first boy took out a revolver from his bag, pushed PW6 and at that time second boy started firing. According to PW6, both the assailants fired from their revolvers 5 shots. This witness identified the appellant as the second boy who came inside the office with a revolver in his hand. PW6 ran away from the office and called police control room from adjoining house. When he returned, he found the deceased profusely bleeding with his face downward on his table. Stop.